Hello, my name is Darty Henry of student ID 11333562, and today I will be talking about applying cybersecurity concepts in web programming. As an introduction, web programming has become an essential skill in today's digital world. Web applications now play a central role in communication, business, education, entertainment, and in many other aspects of daily life. As these applications grow in complexity and popularity, they inevitably become attractive targets for cyber attacks. Surprisingly, many security breaches do not result from highly sophisticated hacking techniques, but from insecure coding practices, overlooked vulnerabilities, and a lack of security awareness during development. This report presents my learning experience in applying cybersecurity concepts within the context of web programming. Instead of treating security as a separate or optional topic, this course emphasizes how security principles are integral to the design, implementation, and maintenance of web applications. Also, this report serves as the script for the accompanying presentation video, which each section clearly aligned to its corresponding slide. Slide 1, Building Secure Web Applications. As web applications increasingly handle sensitive data such as personal information, financial records, and authentication credentials, they also become attractive targets for attackers. A secure web application protects not only the system itself, but also the trust of its users. Slide 2, Course Introduction. The course emphasizes how important components of a web application interact through the client-server model. A web application frequently handles data authentication and dynamic content. The course naturally connects the security concerns. Understanding how data flows between users and servers is essential for identifying potential vulnerabilities and designing secure systems. Slide 3. Why web security matters? Web security is critical because web applications often manage sensitive information such as personal data, login credentials, and financial details. Attackers commonly target web applications due to their accessibility and frequent misconfigurations. A single vulnerability can compromise an entire system and affect thousands of users. Now, slide 4, my learning background. My learning journey combines programming with an interest of cybersecurity. I explored ethical hacking concepts in controlled environments, which helped me understand how attackers exploit and identify weaknesses. This background influenced the way I approach web programming as I began to think not only about functionality but also about potential security risks. Slide 5, Understanding Web Architecture. Now, this slide explains the basic structure of web applications using the server-client model. The client, usually a web browser, sends a request to the server using HTTP or HTTPS. The server processes these requests and returns responses, often interacting with databases or APIs. One of the first pillars of web security is the secure authentication and authorization. Developers must ensure that users are properly identified and only granted access to resources they are allowed to use. And this includes using strong password policies, hashing password with secure algorithms, implementing multi-factor authentication, and enforcing robust access control. Poor authentication mechanisms are one of the most common causes of data breaches. Another critical area is valid input validation and sanitization. Web applications constantly receive data from users through forms, URLs, or APIs. If this input is not properly validated, it can lead to vulnerabilities such as SQL injections or cross-site scripting or common injection. By validating input on both the client side and server side, and by using prepared statement or ORM frameworks, developers can significantly reduce these risks. Now, secure communication is also essential. Data transmitted between the client and the server should be encrypted using HTTP and TLS. Without encryption, attackers can intercept sensitive information through man-in-the-middle attacks, and proper management and avoiding outdated cryptographic control further strengthens communication security. Now, in slide 6, we will see an introduction to cybersecurity concepts. Now, this slide introduces some of the most important principles in cybersecurity, which serves as the foundation for building secure web applications. Central to these principles is this CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality ensures that sensitive data is accessible only to authorized users. Integrity, on the other hand, ensures that data remains accurate and unaltered except by authorized actions. And availability ensures that systems and data are accessible when needed. Slide 7, we see the common web vulnerabilities. Examples of these would include SQL injections, where attackers manipulate database queries; cross-site scripting, where malicious scripts are injected into web pages; and cross-site request forgery, which tricks users into performing unwanted actions. Slide 6, we see the OWSWAP Top 10. It's essentially a map of the most common and dangerous vulnerabilities in web applications. Some of the biggest ones include the broken access control, when users can access data or functions they shouldn't; injection flaws, like, as we already said, SQL injections, where attackers can manipulate your database; security misconfigurations, when default settings, outdated software, or missing patches leave doors open. And slide 9, we see the secure coding practices. These include validating and sanitizing input, encoding output to prevent script injection, securely hashing password and avoid hard-coded credentials. Secure coding practices shift to the developer's mindset from assuming users behave correctly to preparing for malicious behavior. This change significantly improved the way I approached web programming tasks. Now in slide 10, these are the tools that I used during my learning process. Kali Linux, a security-focused operating system with built-in penetration testing tools. I also used a VirtualBox for running isolated virtual machines without affecting my main system, and also Nmap for scanning networks and discovering open services. Now in slide 11, the web security testing. Security testing helps developers understand the attack surface of their application. By learning how scanning works, I gain insight into how seemingly minor configuration issues can expose applications to unnecessary risks. Slide 12, integrating security into web programming. Examples would include validating data on the server side, securing APIs, and enforcing proper access control, Security integration ensures that applications remain functional while protecting users and data. This approach aligned with modern development practices such as DevSecOps. Mhm. Slide 13, learning experience. This slide refers to my overall learning experience throughout the course. At the beginning, some concepts were particularly challenging, especially those related to networking, security technologies, terminologies, and the way the vulnerabilities are exploited. Terms like ports, protocols, and attack vectors initially felt abstract and difficult to understand and connect to the real world applications. However, hand-on practice played a crucial role in transforming these abstract ideas into concrete understanding. And working with my VirtualBox, Kali Linux, and Vuln Hub virtual machines allowed me to see concepts in action and understand them more. Now, the challenge that I faced include the real world attack logic, understanding how attackers think, discover vulnerabilities, and exploit weaknesses. It was initially difficult, and translating theoretical knowledge into hands on practice required patience and experimentation and frequent reflection on mistakes and successes, which was pretty challenging, I must say. Now, slide 15, impact on my web coding. Writing code with security in mind has transformed the way I think about programming. I now adopt a defensive coding mindset, anticipating how an attacker might exploit vulnerabilities and proactively addressing these weaknesses. This shift not only improves the quality, reliability, and robustness of my application, but also builds user trust and as user feel safer knowing that their data and interactions are protected. As future applications, I believe that understanding both web development and cybersecurity allows me to pursue secure full stack development where every layer of the application from front end design to back end logic and database management follows security best practices. As a conclusion, this learning experience showed me that web programming and cybersecurity are deeply interconnected. Writing functional code is only part of the challenge. If security is neglected, even the most well-designed application can be vulnerable to attacks. And through this course, I learned that building secure web applications requires not only technical skills, but also strong awareness of potential threats and how attackers operate. Tools like Kali Linux, VirtualBox, and as well as frameworks like OSWAP Top 10 helped me understand common vulnerabilities and think like both a developer and an attacker. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.